We've all had that dream, right? Ditching the 9 to 5, sailing off into the sunset, pure adventure. But here's the crazy thing. For a whole new breed of creators, that fantasy, it's their actual job. A full-time career funded by people just like us.
Yeah, I mean, come on, who hasn't pictured that? Quitting it all and just sailing away. The freedom, the open water, it's a super powerful fantasy. But how do you actually pull that off today in the real world?
So let's really get into this, because this is where things get interesting. We're not talking about some extended holiday. No, this has become a full-on business model. The adventure itself is the product, and your audience, well, they're kind of your boss.
So yeah, how did we even get here? Well, we're basically looking at a brand new genre of media that just blew up, turning regular people on boats into these globe-trotting storytellers with huge followings. Okay, so what makes these channels work? This is basically the secret recipe. And spoiler alert, it's not just gorgeous sunsets. The channels that really take off are the ones that are radically honest. They show you everything. The amazing moments, sure, but also the breakdowns, the storms, the busted engine. It's that realness that hooks you. This whole scene really started to bubble up around 2014. But the story we're diving into today, it's different. It's about a guy named Colin and his channel Sailing Parlay Revival. And his starting point was, well, pretty unique. And this is where the story just gets absolutely wild. See, to afford his dream boat, Colin didn't go to a fancy boat show. Nope. He went to the British Virgin Islands right after Hurricane Irma had ripped through, and he bought a complete disaster. Just look at these numbers. A brand new Lagoon 450F, we're talking about a boat worth almost $500,000. Colin got his for about 157 grand. Why? Because it was officially declared a constructive total loss. I mean, the discount is insane, but the risk, it was absolutely off the charts. And there you have it, straight from him. That was the huge gamble he took. Where everyone else saw a pile of junk, he saw a path to a $500,000 boat. But as you're about to see, buying it, that was actually the easy part. Yeah, because the real cost wasn't just money. It was paid in endless hours of work, stress, and figuring things out on the fly. That word revival in his channel name, trust me, it's not just for show. And to give you just a taste of what he was up against, he had to deal with stuff like this: osmosis. It's a boat owner's absolute worst nightmare. Basically, water gets into the fiberglass and creates this acidic gunk that just dissolves the boat from the inside out. And the fact that he showed all of this gritty technical detail, that's a huge part of why people connected with his channel. So this wasn't just some weekend project. We're talking about a year and a half of non-stop work, a complete resurrection, getting it to float, rebuilding engines, rewiring everything, fixing the hull, a total refit of the inside, and he filmed it all. And that's the genius of it, right? That's the business model. By documenting every single grueling step, the rebuild became the product. The struggle wasn't an obstacle to the dream. The struggle was the story that launched the dream. And wow, did people tune in. He's built a community of more than 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Think about that. That's a huge audience. And they didn't sign up to watch perfect sunsets. They signed up to watch the real, messy, authentic journey to the sunsets.
So how does this actually pay the bills? Well, this gives you a pretty good idea. And what's wild is that the biggest chunk, like half of the income, often comes directly from fans through sites like Patreon. It's not just YouTube ads. It's a direct relationship with the people watching.
But it's a complicated relationship. It's a two-way street. On the one hand, supporters get these incredible money-can't-buy experiences, like literally meeting up with the crew in Tahiti. But on the other hand, you can see from real comments, it doesn't work for everybody. Some people feel like they're part of this amazing, tight-knit group, while others just don't feel like they're getting their money's worth. It really shows you how tricky this whole creator-fan dynamic can be. Okay, so here's where Colin's story takes a really sharp turn. Because while he's building this super authentic, gritty YouTube channel, he's also living a double life in a totally different world, the glossy, high-drama universe of reality TV. Yep, for 3 seasons, he was a main cast member on Bravo's hit show Below Deck Sailing Yacht. But after his final season got bogged down in a pretty intense, producer-fueled love triangle storyline, he walked away. He decided to go all in on his project, his boat, his story. And this chart really just spells it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have his YouTube channel. Full creative control, the focus is on the boat and the adventure. And the big payoff is building a community. On the other side, reality TV. Producers control the narrative, the focus is on interpersonal drama, and the reward is fame and the salary. In the end, he chose authenticity. So where did that choice lead him? What was the payoff for that absolutely insane gamble on a shipwreck all those years ago? Well, it led to this. The dream fully realized. The revival was finally over, and the real adventure could finally begin. And just look at this timeline. It's incredible. He starts in 2018 with a wrecked boat in Tortola. By 2020, the rebuild is done and he's sailing the Caribbean. Fast forward to 2024, he hits this massive, emotional milestone of sailing all the way back home to New Zealand. And today, he's out there exploring Southeast Asia, continuing his trip around the world. That boat that was written off as garbage is now a globetrotter. And this quote from Colin, man, it just sums it all up. He says, "This is me living my dream 100%. But the most important part is what comes next. And it's all about inspiring other people to do that as well. It's not just about his own adventure. It's about proving to hundreds of thousands of people that even the wildest dreams are possible if you're willing to show the real, unvarnished story." So it kind of leaves us with this big question, right? In a world where we can watch anything, what do we actually want? Do we want the perfect, polished story? Or do we crave the messy, difficult, but totally authentic journey? Because the success of stories like this one, it really seems to suggest the answer to that question is starting to change.